Welcome, studs, to another episode of the Studs and Scrubs podcast. As you can see, we have a lot of scrubs with us today. I'm going to jump right into it. I'm Stucoffee. My co-host always with me. Nickstrom has the long beard. We have his son Eli with us. He's been on a few episodes. He's kind of our data expert because he knows the most, and we all just make stuff up. And the one, the only, Miles is finally joining us for the first time ever. Co-host Miles.
Thank you. It's it's been a journey, but we're here.
Hey, we've talked about it on the pod before that like Miles is my brother and he's joining us, but there's been things going on that has not let it happen. So we were joking before we recorded that we actually just started an application process for people named Miles.
So he's our first one. Next week it'll be a different Miles.
Oh, now that's a better podcast. We should call it Guest Host Miles and just totally abandon what we're doing. Just get different people named Miles every single week.
Every time a different one, yeah.
But never bring it up. Well, Miles, we were talking last week about the Atlantic Division. What do you think? Just have a different guy on. Okay, sweet. I love it. So, Miles, welcome. Anything you want to dive in and say before we begin this week? We're going to do our playoff predictions.
Oh, okay. I want to go.
You don't have to do all your picks this second. I just didn't know if you wanted to intro or anything because you haven't been on yet. So, not to throw the ball to you and put pressure, but
that's fine.
Miles, are you recording from Illinois?
I am recording from Illinois Central Time. So, in the group text, the Michigan time, Central Time, which is always funny because, none of us live in Michigan, but, it's a good reference.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Well, we said it once. We said it once on this pod. Miles and I's grandpa, Dad's dad, he would always call it Michigan time no matter where he was in the world. He wouldn't change his clocks.
Right.
But then he wouldn't call it Eastern Standard Time. He'd be like, well, it's 4:30 Michigan, so we're probably looking to get dinner. And I'm like, well, we're not in Michigan. But because we're all Red Wings fans and it's a hockey podcast, I'm like, dude, we just got to start saying it. Like right now, it's 2:40 Michigan. Red Wings have a huge comeback victory to the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is good because we're doing our playoff predictions. And I want to put the Red Wings in, but then they got their faces pummeled in by the Canadians, and I thought, maybe not.
Canadians might be Canadians might be a team to watch out for, though.
Yeah, they're going to be. I think last year we all said they're going to be very exciting to watch, but they're not going to be good, and then they killed it. So
I think they're going to be good.
They're definitely a good team, and I feel like we don't have to dive into them necessarily because I kind of want to start in the West Coast because we don't care about the West Coast, and I feel like we'll go through it a little faster.
All right.
So I don't know who we should start, or I should just throw it to Eli. Probably has more research preparation. What do you think, Eli? Do you want to go through your playoff predictions for the West? And you can do it by division if you want, but we're worried about time, so we're kind of just going to say, here's our 8 that make it in, and feel free to break down a little quick explanation. You don't have to just say 8 names and then move on.
Okay. I'll go by division first.
Okay.
So I'll start with the Pacific. Pacific, I have Vegas number 1, Edmonton number 2, the Kings number 3, Calgary 4, Anaheim 5, Seattle number 6, Vancouver 7, San Jose 8. Not super confident. I have 3 of those teams making the playoffs. Vegas, Edmonton, and Kings. And I got 5 from the Central. For the Central, I have Winnipeg number 1 again, Dallas number 2, Colorado 3, Minnesota 4, Nashville 5, St. Louis 6, Utah 7, Chicago 8.
Okay, that's where we started to differ, you and I. Our Pacific is close. Anyone else want to do their rundown? Or just who's in? Doesn't matter. You don't have to do it the same way.
Sure.
Eli,
yeah.
That was
so
good.
Now that Eli copied my paper,
We'll sit next to you.
Classic.
So Pacific,
Eli on the
I think
honor
him
roll.
and I are pretty similar. I got Vegas 1, Oilers 2, Man, the Oilers, dude. If you're Ken Holland, well, I mean, it's like video games to me, right? Like, just trade Stuart Skinner, get you a solid goalie, and go win a couple of cups. That's what you're missing. Just go do it. What's the problem here?
Literally.
Vegas
Literally.
1, Oilers 2, Kings 3. Then I got Vancouver, Seattle, Ducks, Sharks, and Calgary. That could be completely wrong. I'm sure it is, but and then in the Central, I have Dallas 1. They might be my pick for everything, but Dallas 1.
Ooh.
Man, I got Colorado number 2, Minnesota 3, Winnipeg 4, Nashville 5, then Blues, Utah, Chicago. I'm the same as Eli. Vegas, Oilers, Kings, they make the playoffs. In the Central, though, Dallas is going to be the top seed, and then Colorado, Minnesota, Winnipeg, Nashville. Winnipeg's good. They got Connor Hellebuck, but I mean, and they do have some depth, but I don't know. They've been disappointing me in the playoffs lately, so I knocked them down. Minnesota, I think, is going to be good. And Nashville, I think, is going to be much better than they were last year. I think,
Okay.
another year of Stamkos, they're going to gel together. Saros wasn't great last year. I think he's off to a good start so far now. I think he's going to do all right. So that's what I got in the West.
He's on my fantasy, so he better do better this year. Just saying, Saros. He's been doing okay so far. I need him to carry me. I like that, though. Our Centrals are a bit different for both of you guys
Yeah.
cheating off of each other. Miles, do you want to do your West Coast, or you want me to take the horn? You call it out.
I think West. I think it's pretty similar. So going Pacific, Knights, Edmonton, Vancouver. I'm gonna say Wild.
Okay.
And then for the Central, Jets, I'm gonna go Stars, Colorado. I don't know. That could backfire.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's hard to tell. So you got 7 in right now. Wilder in the Central. So who else in the Central?
and then Nashville.
Okay. So
I
you
like it.
all, I think, have similar in the Central, right? Did
Mm-hmm.
you all have Avs, Stars, Jets, Wild, and Preds? All three of you?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay. So that's the major difference from us so far in the West. I'm going to go
Which means
Pacific.
Stu has either the Blues making the playoffs or
I don't know what I
what's
signed
you
up for.
got? You think
Well, first of
Utah's
all,
going to make a run?
by the way, the Blues did make the playoffs last year and came like what 20 seconds away from knocking out the Jets, right? So,
Do you got the Mammoth?
okay, here we go. Pacific. I think people are crazy if they have something different than this, or they're just trying to be cool because all of us have Vegas, Oilers, Kings. I don't even see how it could be different, except like they flip each other maybe. But to be honest, I think the Kings kind of suck too. I think that Vegas and Oilers are the only teams in that division that matter at all, and the Pacific is probably the worst division in hockey. Metro's trying their best to be terrible, but they can't quite keep up. Um, but then I have Ducks, number 4.
Okay.
I'm just going with it. I'm just riding Dostal and the young kids. I'm saying they overperform like the Canadians did last year, and they missed the playoffs, but they finished 4th. 5 in the Central. I got Avs number 1. I hate it, but I think they're going to be number 1. Stars number 2. I just got a reconnecting error, so hopefully we're good. Okay, sorry if there was technical errors there. I got
It's
Avs number
because
1
you
in
said
Central.
Colorado was 1.
I know. Look at all this Red Wings stuff, and we got Colorado as number 1. The hockey gods were like, "How dare you? How dare you?" Um, so good as time as any. See my head? How it's got these little gaps in my bald head.
That's
This is
why
the
you
first
picked the
time. Yeah, because I'm like a cone head, where I've not quite all there. It's a little off your radar, Herb. Um, First time on the podcast I'm using these. They're really good quality Bose headphones, so I love them, and my voice will sound better on the recording.
Do you
But I
have
use these at work because if we sit in
okay?
cubicles and you can hear everything, and these little gaps in my bald head, you turn on the automatic blur, for the background when you sit in cubicles so you're not putting other people in the camera. And it can't figure out if my head is the headphones or if it's right here. So my face glitches in work calls all the time.
That's
So I thought I'd
awesome.
just chirp myself real quick, bringing that up because my head would like disappear and come back because it's like it
I
doesn't know where my head is.
um
That's
I thought
okay.
you were gonna
Okay.
say you had the streamer thing. Do you learn?
Oh,
That's a real
yeah, I
thing.
will for
It's a
sure
that's a
because I probably got it
sacrifice.
anyways. My head's not a very attractive bald man head. I don't look like Michael Jordan. If you haven't noticed, I look weird, but hey, it fell out. What are you gonna do? Okay, so Central. I got the Avs winning it. Then I got Stars, Jets, the Mammoth, number 4.
Knew it.
I think
Okay.
they're going to overperform. I think they're a solid team. I think their owner is on a psychotic warpath to like make Salt Lake City the next Phoenix, the next not even about the hockey team, like the next Tampa, the next Dallas, the next Vegas. Like it's the spot to move. They're developing it all, and he's more than just a hockey guy, right? Big time billionaire, owns the Jazz, and being a member of the Latter Day Saints, like I think that it is a big pull to be like people move here. Like they, I think, want to be Silicon Valley. So that's my 2 cents. That's my hot take. Is I think that
All
the
right.
hockey is just going to be part of developing that area, and so they're going all in, and the team's going to do well. That's my big hot take for the Central. Wildcard 2, because 5 in the
Oh, a
Central,
lot of they
is
saying
the
things.
Blues. So my two hot takes, I guess, out of the West is that not only do the Mammoth make it, but the Wild signed Kaprizov to 17 million and missed the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
So
and
wait, who do you have in the
Wild Peds
playoffs
Hawks.
then?
In the playoffs, I got Vegas Oilers Kings, and then I got Avs Stars Jets, and the wild cards are Wild Card 1 Mammoth, Wild Card 2 Blues. No Wild, no Preds,
Okay.
no Hawks.
Wow. All right.
You got Mammoth and
Yep. Which I'm not super confident if the Canucks did okay and they got in, and the Mammoth finished below the Wild, like, eh. But I'm just feeling spicy.
All right. I like it.
Okay, let's do a different order. I don't know, Nick or Miles. You do East Coast.
okay.
If you're ready, dive in. If you need a couple seconds, Eli's
Well,
always prepared.
I'll,
That's our trick.
Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
good trick. Yeah.
you going, Miles, or you want me to go?
No. You go. You go first,
Nick,
Nick.
take it. Nick, take it.
All right, here we go. This one was hard for me. Atlantic is, man, a flip of a coin. I feel like essentially that's outside of Buffalo. Every other team I feel like has got a decent chance. Sorry, Saber fans, and there are none. There are no Saber fans, so I'm sorry to
No,
nobody.
they're all at the Bills game. They're
That's right. Yeah, you guys are Bills fans right now.
yeah.
Uh, okay. I'll start in the Metro. I got the Rangers winning the Metro, and then the Devils, Carolina, and then the Caps, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Philly, and then the Islanders in the basement. I would love to put the Caps higher. I think Ovechkin had a great year last year. I don't see him repeating it. He was after something bigger than the season. And even honestly, the whole team was right. I mean, the whole team's on a wild ride to get him to break Gretzky's record. So they all play, exceptionally well, and that's kind of the goal for them last year. I still think they got a good team, but I see them kind of falling off a little bit this year. So playoff teams out of the Metro are Rangers, Devils, Carolina. That's it. Caps miss it. In the Atlantic, as a Wings fan, I got to put them in there. So there's already one playoff spot taken. But I got Florida winning it, Boston, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Wings, and then Ottawa, Montreal, Buffalo. I don't love my order. Montreal and Ottawa probably could flip flop. Montreal probably could be the eighth team in and Wings out, but I'm picking the Wings to make the playoffs because I always do, and you always have to as a Wings fan. Um, I, I think Tampa Bay's not. I mean, they could maybe. I don't know. It's just Florida. At some point, their run has to end, right? And I know I'm kind of rambling here. Toronto again, goalie problems. I think is what's going to be their issue. They also lost Mitch Marner, so they got to take a step back, right? They can't be better than what they were before, but they're still just so good and loaded. So yeah, Playoff teams out of the Atlantic: Florida, Boston, Toronto, Tampa Bay. Wings last team in.
I like it. I like that. Uh, you threw me off, I won't lie, with Rangers first place of the Metro, which I like.
Yeah.
And I had to show my red pen because I made an edit while you were talking. I had the Rangers higher, not first place. And then
Okay.
earlier today, I dropped them down, and you convinced me. I was like, wait, no. I got to move stuff around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
order changed in the past 30 seconds. That's how positive we are. All right, who we got? Who we got? Miles, Eli, Stu. Who's going?
I can go. Similar. I'm gonna go Atlantic. I'm gonna go. I got Leafs, Lightning, Panthers, Wings, and my prediction is Wings beat Leafs round one. That's my prediction.
Nice.
Because like Nick said, you lose Mitchie Marner. What are you doing? One, two. They got goalie issues, and I thought we looked really good the other day. It's early, but I thought we looked really good. You know.
So, question on that: is the order then going to be Leafs? Not only they win the Atlantic, but they're number one in the East, and it's their chance, their year, finally their year. And then the Red Wings are the wild card too, sneak in and upset them. And the Wings are the Boston Bruins of the past 5 years
Maybe I don't know if
or
I
whatever.
put all that together.
I like
Here's
that.
what I'll say. I don't know if this helps
Yeah.
you, Miles, or not. Why I think the Wings make the playoffs this year is because I think finally at the deadline, Steve Yzerman makes some moves. I think we've been sitting pat too many years in a row. He understands the pressure's on. Yes, he's a legend there, and he'll probably never get fired. He'll just have to kind of mutually agree to part ways. But I think the fan base is getting tired. It's been 5 years into this Iser plan now. I do think the team is in a lot better shape now than when he first took over. But we got a ton of prospects, ton of assets. Let's make some moves to help us now. You can't waste Larkin's prime. I think we're one of the youngest teams. I saw a stat the other day. Like, we're one of the youngest teams. We got our core is like less than, whatever. We're in the mid 20s. We got a few older guys, Patty Kane. But like, other than that, we're a young team. Trade some prospects, trade some farm guys or something for some help, some veterans, a better goalie at the deadline, something. But I think the Wings make the playoffs this year because he finally makes a couple of moves, probably two good, decent moves at the deadline to help boost our chances, boost the guys' morale, if nothing else. Like, hey, yeah, he made some moves this year. Larkin came out and was very unhappy last year with how they sat pat at the deadline, hoping that they were going to make some moves, and then that's just hard to kind of get up for games at the end of the season like that. So I think Yzerman finally makes some moves this year at the deadline, which helps the Wings, gives them some fire at the end of the season.
Yes.
I like that, Nick. I wonder too if that's not one or two key people, and if it's help on the back end on defense.
Yes.
I don't think we
Definitely.
have. I think if it came to a shootout, we just who can score the most goals. I think we can beat Toronto on that. I don't think you can go past the first round. Playing playoff hockey like that.
Yeah, agreed. The Red Wings are a bubble team. They've been a bubble team now, probably 5 seasons, 3 for sure. They literally lost on a tiebreaker, lost by 1 point, lost by 3 points. Like, what are we doing? It's just going to keep happening. And who cares if you miss the playoffs like the Sharks or you miss the playoffs by 1 game? You're out. We all saw the Caps sneak in, and then the next year they were awesome. I think winning the East Coast was a outperformance, but getting to the playoffs does do a lot. It does.
Yeah.
Look at what's his name, Ehlers, right? He signed for Carolina. Allegedly, he wouldn't even pick up the phone for the Red Wings. He was like, "Oh yeah, no disrespect, but I'm not gonna go there."
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? It's not like Eiserman could say, "Oh, we'll overpay you. We'll pay you an extra million to come here." They won't even answer the phone because the weather sucks, the crime rate sucks, and your team sucks. You got to do something. People are re-signing in Winnipeg because Winnipeg's in first place. People are re-signing in Edmonton because they got Connor McDavid. You know what I mean? If you're not winning, guess what? People want to go to Nashville even if they suck because Nashville's dope. and it's no
Yeah.
taxes and it's warm and like you gotta have something. You gotta do something. So I think the Wings are this close. I like your guys' breakdown.
Yeah.
Do we want to
So
move on to Eli's or sorry, I didn't mean to
real
interrupt.
quick, one of the deadline moves at some point this year, I think we bring up Sebastian Cosa
Yep,
for the
I like
Wings,
that.
and I think that's an addition. He solidifies the crease for us. Maybe it's one of those hopefully Jordan Bennington situations. You bring him up, and he just finds himself and
Yeah,
just steadies that team and is then an anchor. He's been in the minors for a while now. You bring him up. He's not going to cost you anything. He's already in our organization. So that's one of the
yep,
additions. And then, like Miles said, I think you get a good defenseman, a shutdown guy, an offensive, someone, I don't know who, but you bring in,
somebody.
you solidify the defense. I think we're good enough scoring wise and depth wise uh, to make some noise. But the defense, and then in the crease, I think it's Kosa. We bring him up, and he just catches fire. Hopefully,
Love that.
sorry.
It's
All right.
good.
Or is
Yeah.
Miles still going? Sorry,
Uh,
I got us sidetracked.
I
You
like
got the
that though.
Metro,
Sidetracks are
mine. You
good.
got the Metro.
Yeah, I do. Let me go back. Metro. Wait, did I do Metro? No. Caps. I got Caps making it. You had Caps not making it, Nick?
Mm-mm.
Jeez.
First
Okay.
team out. They're the first team out.
First team out.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Tell that to half your man cave
Sorry,
here.
Obi.
Um, I'm going Caps, Canes, Rangers,
Okay.
Montreal. I think Montreal is going to be really good, actually.
Okay, but Montreal's in Atlantic, right? So that's okay if
Oh,
they make it, but do you have them below or above the Red Wings then? I know it's
um,
confusing because you
yeah,
forget.
probably. Yeah, sorry,
Oh, I
probably.
do it too. I do it too because
Uh,
Pacific and Metro both suck. So you're like, oh, if Wings make it, then the Senators make it, and then you're like, well, dude, you put four. They
Yeah.
can't. They
right.
can't make it if you've got them all. I do it all the time. Thanks, Batman,
That,
for this stupid format. That's the problem.
that's one maybe. I don't know. Like I would just have to pick the Wings because of being a Wings fan, but
Yeah, they are a tough pick.
I
I'll
think
be honest.
it's tough sell.
So
Um,
who do you have in the playoffs in the East then? You got the Caps, Rangers, Devils. No, Carolina. Caps, Carolina, Rangers.
So you got
Cap.
one more in the Metro or one more in the Atlantic.
Maybe Montreal in the Atlantic then.
Yeah,
If
Montreal.
Montreal's in, then you're only sending what? Caps, Rangers, and Hurricanes are the only ones going for Metro,
Yeah,
and five
And then
going
you
in
got
Atlantic. Yep,
Tampa
yeah,
Bay, Florida, Toronto, Wings, and Montreal.
yep.
Okay.
With then somehow the Wings getting Leafs, so however the points break down.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I would take the
That's
Leafs
okay.
in
We
the
don't need
first
to get
round of
that
the
detail.
playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, out of all the teams in the East, like just the mojo, just the vibes were.
But yeah,
If the Red Wings played the Leafs would be like guaranteed win. We're good. We're going to
all the
round two.
pressure's on them. They suck in the
And the
playoffs
Red
for
Wings got
years.
nothing to lose. Nothing to
Nothing to
lose. And
lose.
you never know, like you said, oh, John Gibson's a million years old and he's not playing good. Kosa comes in and he steals one game, 55 shot shutout. And it's like,
Yeah.
look, happened to the Red Wings with the Ducks, right? John Sebastian Jaguar. You never know. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
All right. Eli, do you want to go?
I'll go. All right. So Atlantic making the playoffs. I got Florida, Toronto, Tampa, Detroit, and then I got Montreal missing. Then Boston, Ottawa, Buffalo, and then in the
Hmm.
Metro, making the playoffs, the Rangers, the Canes, the Capitals, and then the Devils, and then Columbus, Pittsburgh, Philly, Islanders.
Okay. You both have Islanders in the basement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You both have them at the and last.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You,
Anything to add to
you,
that, Eli? Any reasoning why you got who's
I
winning the Metro? You said Rangers first. Are they
Rangers.
winning it?
Rangers are winning the Metro. I think that
Okay.
they're gonna figure it out this year. They got JT Miller from Vancouver. I think they're gonna have a really good season. And
Okay.
I do think Washington takes a step back. But
Yeah. Yep. I agree with both those things. I don't have the Rangers winning it, but the idea that they're better. Okay. I'll jump in also then. Atlantic. I got Leafs in order. Leafs, Lightning, Panthers. I think the Panthers have no problem making the playoffs, but with Kachuk out most of the year and Barkov is probably out the entire year, those are massive gaps. Most teams in the NHL, even the Oilers, if you lost McDavid and Draisaitl, you're toast. Like they'd probably make the playoffs because the Pacific's is so bad, but you know what I mean. I think the Panthers getting third, they don't care what, they don't care if they're in first or eighth. They just need to make the playoffs. And then I've got number 4, the Red Wings. Then I got Senators, Canadians, Bruins, Sabres. Any of those Red Wings, Senators, Canadians, so they could all flip for me. Everyone 4 through 8 could flip. I don't know. In fact, on paper, I think the Sabres are probably better than the Canadians and probably better than the Red Wings on paper. But they just suck. They just always lose. I don't know. Boston, I think, will do better than they did last year, but I still put them in 7th, so I don't have a lot. But McAvoy was hurt. Swayman played horrible, and what's his name? Lindholm. They were hurt too. So it's like Pasternak's getting 100 points, and everyone else on the team's terrible. And then you trade away Marchand. I think they'll do better this year. I'd be pretty surprised if they got playoffs. Metro. I am a little confused with everyone, to be honest with you. I think the Hurricanes are by far the best team. Not even close.
Not
But
even
maybe I'm
close.
taking crazy pills.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's. No, I don't think so. But I
It's
do
your
agree
first
that the
place.
Rangers are going to be better. But going from not making the playoffs to winning the East can happen. But
Yeah.
I don't see them being that good. Uh, okay, number 2, I had the Caps. I switched mid podcast to the Devils because I did some re-ranking. So Devils, I've got number 2. I think Devils have talent, but they're also really small. And I think that same thing with Montreal. They're so talented and small. We saw, no offense, Jack Hughes be kind of useless in the Four Nations because he started getting thrown around and bouncing off the puck. And it was like all of a sudden you got line ones, Matthews and Larkin. And we all love Larkin, but he shouldn't be number 1C in Team USA. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like the Devils are going to do really good, but it's kind of like Montreal. They're fast, and once people figure them out, they'll shut them down. So that's my thinking is why Montreal won't do as good this year as they did last year. They caught everyone off guard last year. This year, everyone's ready for them, and it's going to be a grind. And then the Devils, I think they'll do good in the regular season, and they're not going to do that great in the playoffs. Number 3, Rangers. They're going to bounce back. Shesterkin carries them. JT Miller's going to get at least 5 wins out of just by being a better leader, and so they're going to sneak in there. And then I got Caps as number 4, and right now I have Caps as wildcard 1 and Red Wings as wildcard 2.
Okay.
So
I
that
can
for
live with
me, yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was Senators, Canadians, Red Wings, or if it was the Rangers at 4 and the Senators, and the Red Wings missed by 1 game. But right now I've got Red Wings in wild card 2. Then I do Islanders, Blue Jackets, Flyers, Penguins. I can't believe no one picked Penguins. I know they've got Crosby, but they are horrible. They are so bad.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Dubas is just out there saying, right, the GM, he's saying it's a fire sale. Everyone's for sale. So it all comes down a little bit to crap like that. Like there's a lot of rumors, Crosby's going to leave and go to Montreal.
What do you think
Okay,
about
if
that?
that happens, then Montreal's in the playoffs. All right? But I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No.
Crazier things have happened.
Crazier things. And part of the reason I brought up the Jack Hughes not doing super good in the Four Nations is I do think that the Olympics will play a big part in the rankings this year. There are some teams that have a lot of players going, and it's a long tournament. And there's players like Mo Seider, who's the captain of Germany. He's probably not going to be the captain with Leon Draisaitl there, but he used to be the captain, right? A lot of times because he'd go play, and the Oilers were still in the playoffs. So it's like Mo Seider going, Larkin almost for sure going, and Raymond for sure going, right? After that, the Red Wings don't have very many people going to the Olympics. Some of these teams have a lot of people going. So it's like, you never know if people get hurt or whatever. I
You
think
think
teams
that's
that have,
Messi? or positive?
It could be either way. I think people can get hurt. I'm really worried about Larkin. He's had bad second halves of the year for the past few seasons, and the Red Wings are one injury away from not making it. If anyone in the like top six or Cider gets hurt, they're done. It's over. Where the Lightning, they go, oh my God, Hedman got hurt. Yeah, okay, Kucherov's not going to the Olympics because he's Russian. So like he just got a 2-week vacation.
All right, so let me throw this in here. This is going to be my crazy, just wild prediction. Okay, so one move. This is going to be my crazy thing. At the deadline, Yzerman makes a trade for someone on the Penguins because, like you said, fire sale, blah blah blah. It's not Crosby.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the Penguins trade Malkin, and I think Yzerman brings him in. We got the young talent. We can trade. That's what Pittsburgh would want. You're bringing in a guy that has been in the playoffs before, been a Cup champion, Conn Smythe winner.
Okay.
A little bit of leadership, and he's off to a decent start this year. Last year, I think he was less than a point per game player, and he does have some consistency issues. But I think, I'll throw that out there as just a bold prediction, crazy, off the who knows what.
Okay, Nick, I like that. I'm gonna jump in because I thought of a similar, not a Evgeny Malkin,
Oh, you're
Eric
both
Carlson.
crazy. Okay, I'm with you on this one.
Eric
Go.
Carlson comes over, veteran D, weird spaghetti, premium. He's got that thing going for like some consistency.
Offense, right? Offense like crazy. I mean, he's really a winger playing D.
Right.
So Brent Burns has been doing that for 8 years. No one seems to notice. Um,
Yeah.
no, I like
Or
that. I got
both. Maybe we should get on the
both.
horn and then
Both.
start talking
Let me
to some people.
call.
Yeah.
Give me Dubas's number. No, you know what? It is a possibility because, like Nick said, finally the Red Wings. We need to start giving away our draft picks now. It's finally time. Now you might argue there's 3 rookies on the team, and the number 4th one just got a hat trick in Grand Rapids. Drawing a blank on his name, but it's like the Red Wings can't really put out like 5 or 6 rookies, can they? Well, maybe, but that might not be the best idea. But bring in a couple vets. Malkin, I do want to go on the record. If the Red Wings, we'll start in the West. If the Avalanche win the West, and the Red Wings have Patrick Kane and Malkin on their team, I'm gonna drown myself. So just so everyone knows.
The move. I didn't say I would love it, but there was all kinds of speculation and talk during the offseason that Malkin was going to sign with the Red Wings.
That's true.
I could see it. To be honest, I think a little bit more realistic trade is actually Erik Karlsson, and that's what I was thinking when you said Malkin, because Erik Karlsson still is crazy with points, and even as he's bad at defense, he's better than our defense. So if you staple him to Mo Seider, just play forward. Just basically play forward. And then you got Seider, and that is an elite line one where one dude is so offensively gifted. The Red Wings' biggest hole right now is line one left wing. They got that rookie Finney playing there, but they don't have, they want, right, Kucherov. Like, they don't have anyone who can keep up with Larkin and Raymond consistently. So they, have a failed experiment with Tarasenko, and then they go get James Van Riemsdyk. He's 100 years old and he's hurt. Like, Kane is the only old veteran that the experiment has worked, right? So it's like, okay, now you're bringing John Gibson. He should work in theory, but he got pummeled by the Canadians. So it's like, if they bring in a veteran like Malkin and it's a failed experiment, that's a bummer. If you bring in Erik Karlsson, I feel like there's lower expectations because it's like, dude, you're amazing at making passes. That's it. Just do that. You don't have to play defense. Mo Seider will play defense. You know what I mean? And then it's just line 2 becomes.
I think in the playoffs, we need a shutdown defender. Erik Karlsson's not that guy. The only way it makes sense with Erik Karlsson is if Pittsburgh keeps pays over half his contract.
Yes, or all of it maybe. They're trying to get out of that contract, right? So that might be the move.
Yzerman's not going to take on that contract.
Yes.
I
So
don't.
I'm
I don't
wondering
think he's
if
going to.
I see, and I think
So
that
yeah,
Dubas is in a position where it's like, no, you keep 100% of it. Like, a first round pick for a 50-year-old Eric Carlson isn't ideal. But my thing is, you're right. We need defensemen. But in the playoffs, we're not in the playoffs. We got to make the playoffs. And bringing in a defenseman who can get 70 points pretty easily, that could be 3 wins. That could be the playoffs. And then you lose in round one because you got to play the Hurricanes or the Leafs or the Panthers. Well, who cares? You're probably not going
right.
to beat them anyways. And you're sure as hell not going to win the Stanley Cup. So, like, you get a guy who's bringing 70 points in. Sorry, I offended everyone. I don't know if we love them that much, but we're not a Stanley Cup contender. So Eric Carlson to me actually makes sense in the caveat that you say we're not paying very much and you're keeping the money. We
Yeah.
essentially are trading you getting out of Eric Carlson. So I don't know
Right.
how that works. You can still bring in a third team like the Blackhawks to take on the salary retention. They just changed the rules how much they can take. So the Sharks, the Blackhawks, whoever's in the basement, like they can still come in a three-way trade where the Wings
Yeah.
can do something, whether it's Malkin or it's somebody similar like that. You're not going to probably be able to steal caliber players that are older, like a John Carlson or a Hedman or those people. They're still probably too valuable to their team. But the
Yeah.
Penguins, maybe it's easier to get Raquel or Rust and overpay a little bit for Raquel. But I think Malkin or they're not gonna do Letang, I don't think, and they're not gonna do Crosby unless Crosby walks in the front door and says trade me. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they got rid of Letang. Crosby's the only one that's untouchable to me, and you only
yeah,
trade him if he comes in and says, "I want out."
yes, agreed. And to
I
be
don't know
honest,
that he does. I mean,
I don't
he's
think
got
he
3 cups.
does.
He's a Pittsburgh legend. Yes, I
Yeah,
mean, he could probably end up in a better situation. He could, at this point in his career, he could walk in there and say, "I want to go after another cup. Trade me to a contender." Um, and there would be teams salivating to be able to trade for
oh
Crosby
yeah,
for the playoffs. So I mean, there would be no
yep,
shortage of that. But I mean, it's hard to tell what he wants. I mean, does he want to be in Pittsburgh for life? Does he want another cup? Does he, what is it?
yeah.
But
I do
um,
feel like he's a lifer in Pittsburgh just because of his personality. Like it's that
yeah,
Lemieux vibe. That's what he wants. And as
yeah,
much as he wants to win and he doesn't want the last 3 years to be losing, like I don't think he'd be like that guy that's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Colorado and we're gonna win one more. Like Ray Bork was different. He had never won.
right,
Lemieux was horrible his last few years. Like, I mean, not his play, it was because of his health. I'm saying the Penguins were horrible. And he
yeah,
Right.
buys the team. You know what I mean? Like,
Saves it,
that's
right.
Crosby's 18 years old. He lives in Lemieux's basement, yada, yada, yada. Like, Crosby wants to be Lemieux. He doesn't want to leave and go win one more. He wants to stay there forever. And
Do
the
you
right.
think
team's
He's
for
got
sale,
3.
by
He's
the
got
way.
more than you.
Yeah, he's got his cups. Exactly. What, my?
I was gonna say that what is at the end of the day, is it more important like the pride of Pittsburgh or is it to win? Because I think
I,
that he's
here's
won a
part of the
lot.
curveball. Here's part of the curveball. Go USA. I think we're going to win gold, but Crosby thinks that Canada's going to win gold. And if
Right.
he goes out like, yeah, the Penguins suck, but I'm the captain of Team Canada and we win a cup and we win a gold medal, like, then he's still got that compete up here, where then he's got a year or two to fizzle out. The team, Lemieux just sold the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're for sale right now. You're telling me Crosby can't become a minority share where they do these big conglomerates and say, well, I own 5% of the team, not 100%. And then he just retires, rolls off into the sunset, says, Dubas, leave, give me the keys. I mean, he's in charge of Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I could almost see Crosby going in there and saying, "All right, I want to get." I mean, he wouldn't. I wouldn't think that he would do this, but he could also walk in the door and say, "Hey, I want to stay in Pittsburgh, but I want to win. So trade Malkin, trade these guys, get some other people in here. Let's make a one more, push at the end of my career for it." But I don't think he does that. I think Crosby's. I mean, yeah, he can already
He's
carry that
playing with his
team.
friends,
So
right? Like
Yeah,
at
well,
the
I,
end of the day,
I
he's
think
just
you're
playing with his buddies
I don't think he's
for
going
a
to trade
year.
those guys. But I think if
Yeah,
he goes and says, "Listen, I want to stay in Pittsburgh. but I want to see us make a real push, for another cup. I could see the Penguins. I mean, and if I'm in charge of the Penguins, okay, I'll trade the talent for the next 5 years to try and win a cup in the next 1 or 2 with Crosby. Because if you do,
Yeah,
that's worth it, right? If you win another
yeah,
cup, Crosby's last year, whatever, I can rebuild for the next 5. Who cares about trying to, you know, get this rebuild going? If you win one and Crosby goes out, now it's like a full rebuild. I think Pittsburgh fans will, be okay with that. They would trade that. But I think Crosby wants to be liked. I think he knows that if he leaves Pittsburgh at this stage, how are the people going to react? You're a Pittsburgh lifer right now, dude. You're a god in that town. You can do whatever,
yeah.
But if you leave and it comes out that Crosby went in there and said, "Yeah, I want to be traded," uh, and dude, no one's gonna,
What
no one's
about,
gonna take that.
didn't Patrick Kane do that? And I mean, there were people that cheered when he scored an overtime breakaway goal in Chicago, wearing the other
Yes.
jersey, right? Like, is
I
there
do.
eventually a moment where they don't care because it's the person, they don't even care about the jersey, or do you think
Yeah, probably. Like if McDavid, right? McDavid signs that crazy contract, 12 million, 3 years or 2 years, 3 years counting this year. That he basically puts the timer on and says, "We need to win a cup in 3 years, or I'm leaving," right? Or I'm going to make 25 million. I'll stay here for all the money. I don't know, but like I feel that yes, you're right. There is that echelon where you get to that level, but Pittsburgh's crazy. You know what I mean? Like there's always gonna be some people that are like, you're a traitor, and also it's like a little different because Kane, a lot of people thought your career's over. He had to do that resurface surgery on his hip, so it was like, hey, we love you, but you don't play hockey anymore. You know, Jonathan Taves, Landeskog, like they thought they were never gonna play again. And then speaking of Taves, let's switch gears slightly. We got 19 minutes. Um, Miles's team in 2010. Watch out.
Yeah,
Fantasy team.
you know,
Crosby, Ovechkin, Jonathan Taves. If this was 2010, he'd be unstoppable.
here's the thing, boys. Is I tried to make a rule this year where I didn't pick anyone from prior years, but
I feel
You
like you
I
had
threw that
Crosby
out the
I,
window.
85% of years.
I have had those guys. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I think that these old guys still got a little life in them.
They definitely do. Honestly, where they're picked, and you look at how they did last season or the last 3 seasons, it's like, dude, Ovechkin's old, he's washed up. Well, he got 44 goals last year and missed, like, he could have scored 60 goals if he was healthy. I mean, what do you want from me?
I think he's
And
gonna
Crosby,
go ahead.
same
Sorry.
thing. I think Crosby got his career high goals 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like, yeah, they're old, but they're incredible. Round two, maybe a little bit high, but like, you never know. I mean, you never know. But did we want to talk about the draft at all? Anything like that? I didn't prep a bunch. I started to prep and I realized our episode would be too long. But if you guys had any more chirps to make, or Eli wanted to brag
I'm gonna
about
win.
getting everyone. Oh, by the way, we're playing each other. This week I'm playing Miles, and father son couple there are playing each other.
Oh
And
yeah.
Eli's got all of his picks in round number one and is still losing. So if you want
Okay,
to
I have
brag a
the
little
second
bit,
most points right now, and I'm losing by 2 points to Dad.
we play head to head, baby. That's all that matters. Miles and I
With
are in
with
11th and
one
12th.
game today, it feels like Easter 2023 all
It
over
does,
again.
and that's traumatic for me.
That's
That was
for our
terrible.
new listeners. Our new listeners, the championship game or the round before, maybe
It
semi
was the round
semi.
before.
Those
So
two were playing each other. Eli's got the best team by far, probably, right? And Nick had a pretty good
absolutely.
team. And Eli dominated, dominated, dominated. And then the Sunday, while he's here visiting me at our house, there's one game on, meaningless nothing game basically, and it all
Ducks
comes
and
down to
Canucks.
this.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember.
and Nick picked somebody up, correct me if I'm wrong, and they scored a goal that we're watching live, and that flipped it, where Nick won and Eli lost. Like the guy you picked
Yeah, it
up
was either a
scored, I
goal or an
think.
assist or something. He
Yeah.
got, yeah.
And Eli might have had the goalie that got the loss. So like that flipped the points. That
Yeah, I
goal.
can't remember exactly
They
what it was,
Yeah.
it
but
was
it
so
was an
crazy though.
exciting,
It was
uh,
terrible.
terrible game to
Well, that's
watch.
what
Yeah,
makes fantasy fun, right? Like, I'm watching a game at midnight that's Philadelphia versus Seattle Kraken. Who cares? Well, depending on who I've got in my fantasy, if I've got Nickstrom, then I care,
yeah.
Who who are your studs? Who are your scrubs?
I
This
didn't do a full list to go through, but I do have, what, I almost stopped because I started going through the draft and saying like value for the round, right? Like who was
Yeah.
a real steal of the draft. And I was trying to pick the number one steal. I never got that far because I kept highlighting really good picks, in my opinion. And it was Nick like 80% of the time. And I was like, nah, I'm not reading this.
I would love to hear the breakdowns too. That would be by
No,
all
I know, I
means.
love it.
Finish out the last 15 minutes telling me how good I did.
right.
Let's see here. Let me throw out a couple. I'll try to give one each name. Actually, I think I have them.
Okay.
Here's the first one I had. Is sounds a little stupid because of how good they are and how high they're drafted. But man, I was so surprised. Leah, number 4 pick, got Nathan McKinnon at number 4. And I thought that was crazy because McDavid goes number 1, that's expected. Draisaitl goes number 2, right? I think. Matthews went
Nope.
number 2.
Nope.
No, I got Matthews at 7, I think.
Number 2 pick was
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
I thought.
yeah. What was it?
Cale Makar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That is crazy to me also because obviously Cale Makar is the best defenseman. But
Now,
at
that is
number
essentially
2,
like having another forward on your team, but still,
true.
I think you probably could have got him in the second round.
It honestly, I feel like was a mistake because somebody else took Darlene in round 1, and it's just
That
insane to me to have
that was
Makar
the
and
last round or the last pick. Aaron took him with the last pick in round 1. I thought that
no
was a
offense,
reach.
Aaron, but I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
And then what was really weird for me, Aaron, I think you picked back to back. I'm not trying to throw shade,
Yeah,
but then you picked
Bouchard.
Bouchard,
Bouchard.
another
Bouchard.
defense.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And I was like, that was weird to me.
Did
Now,
we
I will
talk
say,
about
I don't know that I have it quite figured out yet because I don't know how. Because also the guy that took Kale McCarr also took Victor Hedman in round 2. So there were 2 teams that already had 2 defensemen. Of the 3, we switched. We had 4 defensemen previously. We've switched just this year, 3 defensive spots, and then a utility.
In a utility.
So I don't know if it's genius to get 2 defensemen out of the way and have, or if it's
Oh,
the
I feel like
opposite.
they,
And
yeah,
now you only need 3 spots.
yes.
But man, I don't know. I don't know that I've got it quite my head wrapped around
And
which is better yet.
I think Quinn Hughes was not an option. Is that right? Was he a keeper?
No, he was an
Just for
No,
option.
the
he
record,
was an option.
no Quinn Hughes?
he
Yeah,
was
Because
an
he
option.
was
I had
available.
him last year, so
Oh
I
yeah,
did.
yeah. Okay. I was just thinking that it was like really wild to me that it was like
Now,
to pick a
Rasmus
D that
Dahlin
high.
being the second defenseman picked is ridiculous,
He
I
was the
think.
third.
That is crazy.
He's the third
Here's
technically.
here's why. It's
Oh,
Quinn Hughes
fantasy,
was
right?
picked in the first round. We had 3 defensemen in the first round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Which Makar and Hughes, I can get a little, especially Makar. Like I can get a little more, but
Yeah.
that's it. They're the only 2. Because here's an example, real quick. I had some of the deep picks that were good picks, and a couple defensemen. This is my Miles shout out. Miles in round 9. I didn't pick the overall pick number, but in round 9 you got Seth Jones, which everyone knows Seth Jones is easy to pick on, but we all saw him in the playoffs with the Panthers. Once he's on the Panthers, are you kidding me? That might be a very good deep round pick. Also in round 9, someone got Eric Carlson. Nick, was that you?
Round 9. No.
No.
Okay.
Last year's champ.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got McAvoy in round 9. So, like, what are you talking about? Nick in round 6 got Thomas Harley. Leah in round 6 got Miro Heiskanen. Like, why are we picking D that high? There's really, really good D in round 9, in round 6. Like, I didn't understand that one at all. Eli, my shout out to Eli because he took mine. Round 5, pick number 1 would have been my round 5, pick number 10, Lucas
Yeah,
Raymond.
Mm.
You got Raymond at 49 overall. There's a lot of people saying that this is his year. He's going to pop off. He's going to get 100 points for the first time. If you get a 100-point player at pick number 49, that is really amazing, I
yeah,
think.
I missed
So you
that.
got McAvoy round 9. Is that what you're saying? Is that who you had?
Yeah. And people are taking Darlene in round 1
Yeah, that I don't get. But I mean, so who would you say your best defenseman is?
on my
I
team.
see. Yeah.
I don't have it pulled up. Sorry, I'm recording on my phone. I don't have very
Oh,
good defensemen. But I feel like I got okay. I got McAvoy and I got
you got Darnell Nurse and Noah Dobson.
yeah, because Noah Dobson's a bit of a risk, and Darnell Nurse is what he is, right? Everyone knows he's overpaid, but he's going to get points because he plays for the Oilers. But my theory was what you said. There's only 3D slots now. We got a utility slot. So like,
Which
if
I
you
do
don't have
like.
Makar, right? I do love that too. If you don't have Makar and you don't have Quinn Hughes, like
So
you
you took
just
Noah Dobson in round 5.
yeah, which was a little high, but I'm
And
bullish on
McAvoy in
like
round 9. Okay, yeah. You
yeah,
didn't have 6, 7, 8. Wow, you went a long time without a
Yeah,
draft pick.
he
long
did.
time without a pick, which is why I was forced. I felt forced to pick Dobson. I probably took him too high, but I said I have to get somebody. I have to get a D.
Don't get cheap on me now, Dobson.
Nice.
Um,
Eli's, you got a lot of good picks, obviously, picking up higher, but there was
Hmm.
some good deep round picks. I can't be blowing smoke up Nick too hard, but I kept just looking at the player in the round. Nick got Nugent Hopkins in round 11. Stu Skinner, we all know is Civ. But round 13 for the Edmonton
I'll,
Oilers starting goalie, that
I'll
is a
take a
good
chance
pick.
on him, yeah.
Yep. Um, Stu, my pick I think might be my best pick. We'll see how the year goes because it is a little risky. Is not risky because I picked him in round 17. Is Coronado for the Flames. I heard some interview where somebody on the Flames, I can't remember, was saying like he scored 35 goals last year. It's not a fluke or whatever. Maybe he's got 25, but they were like, this kid's amazing. He's going to go off. And I figured if he can score 30 goals and you pick him in round 17, that'll be my team's best value probably.
Yeah.
I didn't go through all of them. I was gonna do maybe we'll do it another time. Like all 12 teams, who was your best value and who was your whoopsie pick? Because then at the end of the year we can look and say like last year, um, I think I took Stamkos this year and you had him last year, and it was like last year you thought for sure he'll get 40,
Yeah.
even if the team's not good, and it was like oh crap.
And you picked him right before I wanted to. Let me see here. What round?
I don't have it in front of me. Sorry, it's hard for Eli by the way
I'm
because
looking
since
round
you're
11.
you got him at
e-
103rd.
see
Or
103rd, I feels like pretty
130.
good.
130 at round 11.
Yeah, so
So
that's
you
probably
picked
round 10, round 11.
130, 100 and
Yeah,
130.
round.
You picked him right before my pick, and I had Stamkos. That's who I was gonna pick. You took him,
Nice.
so then I went with Nugent Hopkins.
Which I feel is another good. Round 11, are you kidding me?
Which
Yeah.
I didn't pick him because I've had him for the past 4 years, so I'm not a liar.
Yeah, you pissed him on purpose.
This
You know what though? It's funny you say that because I did pick a few people like Noah Dobson and um,
I picked
what's his name?
Sherwood that
Bedard, Connor Bedard. I picked a few people that I thought, let's just have some fun because I had that big gap where no picks were, and I thought Eli does have the most stacked team, and that's why you're not on my list that much, Eli, is because you have
Yeah.
good picks, but they were in the appropriate rounds, you know what I mean? And so it's like the
Right.
diamonds in the rough, you were already done having coffee, relaxing when we were still
Yeah,
picking,
you
and it's
had.
like, what was it? Sorry.
Sorry.
one.
You had your first 4 picks, and then before your 5th, I was already done drafting. So
That's crazy.
Is that true? Is
But
that
that is,
right?
I
Yeah.
think that's
Wow.
crazy, dude. I think that's why I took a couple risks. Like I took a few people like Michael Schaefer that I was like, well, no, we don't know. I mean, why pick Truba again and have him just be like mediocre. It's like, screw that. Let's pick some people. Marco Casper, you know what I mean? Like, let's pick some people that might overperform. I also thought Macklin Celebrini was taken kind of high. He's a total stud, but he's due for a sophomore slump, and he's a center only on the worst team in the NHL. I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty risky.
What do you
So
think?
one,
Go ahead, Nick.
go ahead, go ahead, Mai.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like there's a lot of people that had some good picks super late, and especially people that are on different teams. Like I picked Trevor Zegras for Philly, and
Risky. I feel like it's risky.
I can't remember who, but also someone picked Evander Kane now that he's on Vancouver. Like, what do you think about those? Some of those players that
Leah's
are
got Kane.
maybe pretty good, but do you think they're going to perform on new teams or not?
It's our new point system. Our hits gonna play into it enough where like you want Alex Tuck and Tom Wilson and Evander Kane more than you want the skilled guys. Obviously not like Kaprizov and Marner, but like a Cole Caulfield. Is Cole
Right.
Caulfield better than Alex Tuck when you start going hits matter? You know what I mean?
I hope so. I drafted Cole
I,
Caulfield.
I know you do. What about Cole Caulfield making Team USA? Have we thought about that yet? We're almost done. We got about 3 minutes to the 1 hour, so maybe that's not good for this podcast. But I think that this year, just real quick, is Nelson is silly, Torchek silly, and Kreider is silly. Let's get Tage Thompson on the team. Maybe Cole Caulfield on the team. You know, like, come on, what are we doing? Tage
Yeah, I
Thompson's
think
6'7"
Caulfield
and
makes
can
the
shoot. You know, okay, I like it.
I think he makes a team. It's because this isn't a well, I don't know. I was gonna say it's not like the Four Nations Cup. You know, this is the Olympics. So, but I think he makes the team.
It's
That's
a long tournament.
And there's
Yeah,
different types of refs. There's some refs that are NHL
Yep,
refs. There's some refs that are
good
only
point.
nationality refs,
International.
right? So they're going to
yeah.
I
probably ref
think,
differently.
yeah, they'll have to be IIHF refs. I don't know if there's like NHL refs that qualify, but definitely there's different rules. You can't be too physical, even if it's a clean hit. In Olympics rules, it might be a penalty. So,
Yeah. So
you
I
know
don't think
what I
we're going to
mean?
have a line of the Kachuk brothers out there just
Just
going
bashing people's
crazy.
heads in.
As much as I would
Yeah,
love that,
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be
but I think
great.
it's going to be a
But
little bit different style. A little bit
yeah,
different style, longer tournament. You know, so I do think, yeah, we're going to need some more skill over grit in this one.
love it. Does anyone have any picks, draft picks, fantasy stuff that is like uh, you're not quite hitting the panic button yet because we're a little bit late and the season started, but it's only been 3 games? Do you have any players or any picks that you saw your team or a different team take that you're going, that's already a drop? That's already a scrub.
Maybe Jonathan Taves, but
Yeah, maybe. I think he's got negative points.
yeah.
I'm not joking. I think he's got negative points.
I'm also
Well,
gonna say I Hellebuck's good, right? Maybe took him a little too high. Maybe
No,
maybe
no. Where did you take him?
one
3? Round 1?
round one.
Statistically, he's a round 1 points person.
Yeah.
Hellebuck's the only goalie left in the NHL that plays like 60 games, I think.
Um,
Demko will if he's healthy, probably, but Ottinger. Vasilevsky shouldn't. He shouldn't. He's obviously hurt. They made a trade for what's his name as the third string goalie. I mean, there's not very many goalies left that start that much. I think Hellebuck in round 1 is justifiable. I'd probably go
also,
round 2, but
just to clarify, and I'll pass it over to Nick and Eli. He has 0.5 fantasy points, so I don't really like to
yeah,
disrespect the
yeah.
negative points on my player, but just
I'm sorry. And you know what? He could be. I think you took him really low, so he
here's my
could be a
last one.
really good pick. Dorofeyev, by the way. Whoever took Dorofeyev, first hat trick
mhm.
of the NHL, he was taken in round 9. That was yet to hold my trophy. Took him.
Okay.
Great pick. At round 9, great pick. He might score.
Your
Uh,
trophy.
What?
That was he. I don't think he was at the draft. That was probably an auto pick.
Oh, okay, Yahoo. Shout out for taking
Yeah,
Dorotheev.
yeah. So I had two people at least tell me, "Oh, I didn't know I thought the draft was Sunday," or "Oh, I missed it," or whatever. And then I'm like, "Dude, I sent out a message on Thursday that said, hey, Saturday, this such and
Yeah.
such a time is the draft.' I don't feel bad for any of those people. One of them was the guy that won last year. So whatever, you got your name on the trophy now. You can just roll with it."
Right.
Yeah, okay, Cam Ward. Come in, you win your rookie year, never try again.
Right.
So
Best
one thing
career
I will
ever.
say, I got two things real quick. Taze, yeah, you're probably going to drop him soon because I just don't think that that's his role on the team he's on anymore.
Yeah,
He's
center
coming
only.
in there center only, more defensive for the Jets. You know, they got guys that can score. He doesn't have to do it all like he used to, so he's not going to probably put up fantasy points that.
Locker
Uh,
room. Honestly, in real life, I think he's there for the locker room
Yeah.
leadership. Is the reason for the signing. Honestly,
because they're not a
sorry.
playoff. Or I mean, they make the playoffs, but then they just fall apart. It seems like they can't get over that hump.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
That's the X factor.
Yeah, it could be.
but
It really could be, but not in
yeah,
fantasy. Drop
yeah,
him.
doesn't matter in fantasy. I will say this: I don't feel bad not giving Eli. I'm not, spelling it all out. He's gonna have to figure it out on his own. But when we make these rules,
He's right there.
uh, hey, I don't hold people's hands in fantasy. I can't do it. So you do not have to keep a keeper.
Yeah, I was not told this, by the way.
Okay, but
Oh, so John Gibson was your keeper, and you're thinking
Yeah.
in round 9 there's more valuable picks, including
Yeah,
goalies.
he's my worst player, and there
Yes.
were better goalies out there. I
So
think.
if you go
There's
look, you want to pull it up here. If you
Yeah.
go look at round 10, Eli picked. That was his keeper, John Gibson. But
yeah, who
in
was
round
available?
11, I mean, you still have guys. Now, if you know this, leave it right there for me, please. If you know this, then you pick another goalie earlier on, and then your last pick can be Brad Marchand, Devin
Yeah,
Tays, Drew Doughty, Frederick Anderson, Stamkos, Nugent Hopkins. Those guys were all picked.
He for
Morgan
sure
Riley.
did.
All those guys were picked after he kept John Gibson.
even
So
goalies at that year, because I got one.
he would have been better off
Swayman.
probably not keeping.
Yes.
Where was Swayman?
Swayman was 108 overall, round 9. So I know he played bad last year, but could you imagine adding Swayman to Eli's team instead of Johnny Gibb?
Well, he
So
would have
how
had
do
to
you
pick
not
him.
keep someone though? Can we have a
He
clarification on that, Kamish?
Your keeper, Eli traded away all of his best players to get all these draft picks.
Eli
So
was
his
going to
best
keep
keeper.
Barkov, but Barkov was hurt. He was out.
Yeah.
So then there's no point in keeping
Oh,
him.
good point.
So
Okay,
then he
sorry.
had to pick the next best player on his team that he wanted to keep
Which was terrible.
But
It was
you
like,
can
because he had traded
say,
everybody. But you don't have to keep
nah, I don't
anyone.
want a keeper.
You don't
Then
have
he
to
would
keep
have had
anybody. I'm
his
not
last
forcing
round
anybody to
pick.
keep anyone. But why wouldn't you? If all your guys are healthy, if you have
Yeah.
a team full of healthy guys, well, yeah, you're going to keep, whoever, McKinnon for next year. You're not just going to say willingly, yep, get rid of him. But yeah, the guy that Eli was planning on keeping was Barkov,
which
and
would
then
have
he
been
got hurt
good.
in the preseason.
Yep.
So
And
that
then,
makes a
so
difference. He would have
this,
taken Barkov in round 10.
Yeah.
right. Because your last pick is automatically your keeper, but for all of us, that's round 18. It wasn't for Eli because he made so many draft picks that he had all of his picks earlier.
Okay,
That's
so that
what's the confusion. Yeah.
okay. I'm looking at it right here going.
So this is a really weirdly specific thing, but it's super cool there's always something in fantasy coming at us. Like the chances of my number 1 guy I can't keep because he's out the whole year, screw it, I'm not gonna keep him. And then my number 2 guy is so much worse that I'm gonna not keep him. Like that is sorry, Eli. Oof.
Yeah.
Bummer.
We still got one of the best teams in the league, so I mean,
Could have been better. Could have been better.
Could have
And
been better.
I
I
think
think
it'll
if
be
you had
fine.
some of these guys out here that I've got, Skinner round 13, Ekholm round 15, Lindholm round 17,
He's got McDavid and Matthews. He's got 400 points right
and he's
there.
losing.
Yeah.
And he's
He's losing to Nick because Stu went through
I
the
mean,
draft winners and they're all Nick. So we got to do some investigations here.
Yeah,
I think we should.
I think we
Yeah.
should too.
What do they call that? An
Send
audit? We
send
need
that
an
on
audit?
over. Send your inquest on over to the commissioner's office. He'll
No.
put that right at the
Right,
top of its
convenient.
priority
Yeah, he'll put it right
list.
in the. Oh, no.
Right.
Nick is the Panthers. You guys see this preseason where there's all these fights and all these problems, and then the Lightning get suspended and the Panthers don't? One of the guys that suspends, his son plays for the Panthers. How is that allowed?
Nick's got the no
This is
income.
what Nick's doing in real life. So, anyways, we're at an hour 5 minutes, so I think we did pretty good.
My thing says
I know, I see that too. So Miles and I will close it out because I think we just dropped the boys. We're at an hour and 5, but we covered everything we wanted. So this is what happens when you cheat in fantasy. You might run the league, Nick, but Stu hosts the pod, and I'll just delete you out of the video.
okay. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but Nick, I was just telling Miles, I said, you might be the commissioner of the league, but when you cheat in fantasy, Stu's the host of the podcast. I'll just take you out.
Okay.
All right. A minute 6, an hour 6, and we have technical difficulties, so perfect time to wrap it up. Anyone got anything else they want to add?
So when we did our other podcast, I said Chris Kreider was going to be amazing. He got taken in round 16. I feel like that's a really good pick. I don't remember who took him.
Yes,
But
I actually wrote that down. Who picked him?
My thing says
I didn't write it
reconnecting
down.
again, so if we lose you.
Okay, convenient.
Oh,
But
there we
yes,
go, we're
because
back.
we said on that pod, Nick said on that episode last week, Kreider, get him
That was
late
me.
rounds, he'll be really good value.
It was Eli.
that was me.
Yeah, well, Eli gave us all the evidence, and you did all the heavy lifting. Then Nick came in, piggybacked, stole your answer, and then said that he's not going to be picked in the late round anymore because the three of us all say to pick him. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
obviously no one takes our advice because then he got picked in round 16, which was a good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Round 5 would be too high. Round 16,
absolutely.
I mean, there's no way he'll get less goals than Trocheck. Write that down. I don't care how good the Rangers do. And Trocheck was taken in like round 7. So, okay. Anyways, anyone got any
All right.
other shade we want to throw at our fellow fantasy team members who we're making fun of on the pod?
I think it was
Right.
Leah who took Elias Pettersson. I'm pretty sure. Kind of
Right.
high
Great
this
pick.
year.
Great pick.
Stu
Johnny,
drafted,
Jared.
right?
Pick.
I said I wasn't going to
He's-
draft him in the first 8 rounds. That's what I...
We'll see,
No.
Eli. We'll see. Because Johnny Gibson is not going to carry your team, and Elias Pettersson is going to get 101 points.
What about
101 points?
Gosh.
But
101.
hits. And all the other
101.
players are going to get hits, which is going to balance it out.
Yeah.
That's true. No hits. He's gonna get negative hits.
Yeah.
If you dodge a hit, you get a minus point. What do you got, Mai? We're at 69 minutes. Perfect.
Yeah,
so
what
we'll
do you
end
got,
it there.
Mai?
What do you got, Mai?
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna say Pierre-Luc Dubois has a great year. He's gonna play on it. I mean, not just because I drafted him, but I think I think that he's gonna have a good year.
He might. Pierre-Luc
Wow.
Dubois, Patrick Laine, Evander Kane, maybe
Trevor Zegras.
Kadri, maybe Kadri. No, there's just these players that are like doomed to the roller coaster. The up and down. Laine scores 6 goals and then he doesn't score for like
Well, I
25
think
games, you know. And PLD, I feel like is the same type of a player.
I think that it's gonna be PLD's gonna get a fire lit under him, and I think St. Louis is just gonna be like, "Hey man, just play your switch to do whatever you want to do, have fun at Fortnite, just make sure you show up to
Yeah.
It's very
Play all the
French,
video games you want. You
very
just show up
laissez
and play.
faire, as they say, our friends up north, and I think that's gonna work. Giving Patrick Laine more Cheetos, more Fortnite, I think that's really gonna help.
And honestly, Laine, I did think last year he was going to do better, and he started the year doing better, and then he got hurt. So same thing,
Right.
PLD. Some of these players, you just don't know. They could go off. Nick's got Kadri. He's already got a couple of goals, I think. It's like, You never know. You never know. Which is why Eli doing all of his draft picks in the first 8 rounds might not get him the W. They're connecting again. We got to end this one.
All right, yeah.
All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all for listening and joining us. Miles, really love you on the podcast. Hopefully we'll be able to do all 4 whenever possible. This year is crazy, so expect that like one game week might be all 4 of us. The next week it might be only Eli. The next week it might be only Miles. Like we'll just be like shuffling.
Plugging and playing.
Exactly, plug and play. I love it. I got nothing else, so boys, keep your stick on the ice.
All right, make the first move, Conway.
I still don't have anything.
Yeah, that's okay because I think that should be your catchphrase. I was listening to last week's podcast. Eli should be. I don't have anything.
All right, I do.
All right.
All right.
Later.